All right, next thing I want to talk about is maritime cyber and the NMEA 2000 and NMEA OneNet. I think the title of the lightning talk is OneNet, and that's the newest iteration of marine communications that enjoys IPv6 as its base. So why do we care about this? Cybersecurity in marine transportation systems. This is an example where the government has decided that it's going to step into this world, and through the Coast Guard, it's issued some guidance in the marine transportation system. And so one of the approaches, and one of the, it's not a response, but as kind of in parallel to the general increase in awareness for cybersecurity in marine, the National Marine Electronics Association has issued OneNet. And so this is the standard for IP networking on marine electronic devices. So yesterday I worked through a tutorial and talked about the NMEA 2000, and we showed the connections and so forth. It's essentially running CAN bus, which then runs J1939, which then runs NMEA 2000, which is great. So we inherit all of those vulnerabilities associated with CAN in the marine systems. So this is a response to that, and said, you know what, from the beginning, we're going to try to build in security to our communications and utilize a lot of the RFCs that are already out there. And so if you have a chance to look at this standard, you'll actually see a ton of references, right? And so they'll use things like the DTLS, TLS 1.2, 1.3, the cipher suites, and all of those are specified. So some of the goals are to leverage IPv6 to get kind of this global network, utilize standard IP networking and addressing infrastructure, facilitate the safe and secure communications, coexist with other IP and communication protocols, right? So the use case here is let's say a large yacht, people want to watch Netflix, well, they're going to run IP on the same networks, right? Same copper, they want to be able to share those. Understand an open interface because of the market, right? So be able to share devices and have a common installation base, and have interoperability to support that. One of the strongest marine-specific use cases are high-resolution radars. So as the boats get a little bit bigger and they've got the nice radar arrays, how does that imaging come through and present itself on different displays throughout the vessel? So the NMEA OneNet security model starts out with this concept of an unpaired device or a default where it doesn't really do any communication, and then it could either go to an open, right? So it's just, let's say, a sensor that's broadcasting its information. Everybody can consume it. There's no pairing. Or it goes into a secure side of the network with a pre-shared master key that is in a paired state. So this is the security model that underpins the NMEA OneNet approach. And one of the current iterations of this, the debates are focused around, what's the best way to distribute the key, and how do you do repair and replace and maintain the system as it's going forward. So I'm going to take a last couple minutes and just kind of plug this notion of cybersecurity workforce development and tie this back to NMEA OneNet, because in 2024, at the end of the year, in December, we had the Cyber Boat Challenge, and this was down in Beaufort, South Carolina. We had 33 students from 14 different universities, and there were 41 professionals. So check it out, cyberboatchallenge.net. Some of the presentations that we had at the beginning, yours truly gave the introduction very similar to what was last night. Mert, our glorious session chair here, is listed as teaching a class on crypto, and we really tried to raise up the level of understanding for our students during that first day, and then we went into an assessment period and split into small groups with 3 to 6 students, a couple mentors, and they developed a plan, they executed and reported some results. And one of the groups focused on NMEA's OneNet, right? There were a handful of others as well. But they were able to take that standard and some certification devices and some prototypes and actually discover some things that needed to be improved. And so this mode of instruction and community building and talent development proves to be quite successful. And so I encourage you all to talk to some of those who have either participated in one of these cyber challenges, the cyber boat. I'm wearing a cyber tractor shirt today. Cyber truck challenges outside. So these are ways I think the community can really be quite engaged with industry to make improvements. One of the key features of that is having some sort of on-water experience or on-vehicle experience. And so at the end, they give some presentations, and the next one's set up for the December of 2025, and it's going to be at the University of North Carolina in Wilmington. So please mark your calendars. I think that'll be a lot of fun. And with that, I'll conclude. Thanks for the opportunity to give a lightning talk.